from. Within Kanyama. Okay, thank you. Please go ahead with your contribution
this morning.
Awe navuka fye bwino kati shimwe mfomu ngabalishani wenu.
Okay.
Emkwai.
Okay, we have to let you go now. We need to accommodate other callers.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I never got his name.
The poor president of Kanyama.
He calls himself the poor president of Kanyama.
Okay.
Again, Mr. Mkondo, he brings up the aspect of many people suffering, many young people suffering. We see these things, Mr. Mkondo, because we are journalists. We go out
in Mississippi
to cover different communities. When you go to Mississippi today, you know, some homes don't even have toilets. You know, we have a lot of young people that have turned into gangs of criminals. Junks, you know. It's because, you know, they have nothing to do. They have no employment. They have no means of being in school and so on. So when do we see this PF government that is clocking 10 years next year in power? When do we see the PF actually fulfilling its policy of a pro-poor government to really look at such issues in as much as we are appreciating the infrastructure now?
This 10 years we have been putting up infrastructure, especially we are talking about these same people we are calling the junk. It's they need to undergo training and they need to be educated. And this is the reason why we have a lot of universities and a lot of colleges and then schools being upgraded to secondary schools so that we can accommodate such people we are calling as the junks. And I'm happy that as journalists you have been on the ground. And you will be able to make differences. The Kanyama of yesterday, of 2011 and the Kanyama of today.
Yes.
This, me myself, I think I was in 2006 to 2013. I was in Kamala South, where Mrs. Ngoma was phoning. Today it's a paradise, not so. When I was there in 2013, before I even shifted to where I'm residing now in Minwood, that place,
yes,
it was a dumbo area. There were no roads, there were no what.
yes.
But when we were campaigning in 2011, we were saying that we need to bring dignity to our people. That's what we meant. When a tarmac passes through your home, one, the thing is, you are enjoying the national cake. One, your house where you are staying, even if it's a small toilet, it will have value. If somebody comes to say that akanyumba kalibe toilet, but if you ask him how much will it cost, you can even go as far as 150 kwacha to sell even anyone who comes along you. That's how much value I've added to our compound. Before that, you go to Kanyama. That place, it was like what can I use the name? It was a compound where like you cannot penetrate criminals. It was like a junk area, as we have called it. But okay, today it is a place where it is where you can go as a journalist. There are some places that you are not touching, like Makeni somewhere there. You don't go, but today you are able to go because they are tarmac.
We're still not able to touch Chivolia.
Exactly, we are still not able to touch Chivolia because you know
because of your mindset. Yes, you already.
It's not about our mindset, but it's the reality. When you go there, make sure that these shoes I cannot wear them. I cannot wear my suit. I need to wear like them because we still have those people. So
those are some of the challenges. That's why you know. Those are Zambians, and that's why we are investing in security.
Okay.
So that at the end of the day, Chivolia can have a proper police station.
Somebody on the line. Hello there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
We are fine,
thank you. Please give us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning. How are you, sir? That is Musanje.
Okay.
Ambera manje tuuze mameuzi na matama yako.
Yes, Mr. Musanje, go ahead.
In your constituency. It is still being constructed.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. But Musaje, before you leave, that one is a civic problem. Just go to the town clerk, Mr. Mwansa. You give him those proposals so that they will look at them. Because they are coming from a person, from a practical point of view. You will find that it will be done the way you want, especially that they are still constructing those. You add value to our nation. Because if you just sit and complain here, I'm advising you by Tuesday you can pass through the civic authorities, see the town clerk himself. You will consider that one. Maybe even demand that you go with him on the ground so that he sees what you do. He will use his own fuel to take you even home. I thank you.
Yes.
Quickly, we have to let you go.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. We have to let you go now. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a blessed Farmers Day.
I'll start with the Comrade Musanje. In fact, on the last point, which I was talking about, the health minister. The health minister, as he has already valued life here in Osaka, I think he has done a commendable job. It's the same work that he's going to do into execute. As we are doing mobilization, it's under the new normal. Yes. And we need him as a health minister to make sure that the international guidelines that he has been preaching, they are also practiced among the PF, even the other opposition. So he's the right candidate who know what to be actually. You are talking about being on the ground, you journalists. Yes. It's the same with him. He need to be on the ground so that he does not just hear reports. No, the PF and the UPND on the ground are not following the COVID laid down guidelines. And I think you provide that leadership also on both camps. So basically, that's why the president has put him to go there.
As the PF, do you think you've provided good leadership during the COVID-19 period? Because like you are saying, you are now beginning to vigorously mobilize your party. Meanwhile, you're talking about people having to observe social distancing and staying home if they have to, because the cases of the COVID-19 are actually increasing. So do you think this is the best period for you to actually be carrying out campaigns and so on?
Look, the way it is, I'll start with Margaret Manse. She said, with or without COVID, the election will go ahead. Okay. You understand? That is a constitutional matter. Tomorrow, you heard even in this share one, even say PF they want to use COVID so that next year we don't have an election. But this is a constitutional matter. We know every come 11th August we are going to have this election. So this is the reason why we came out with this term, which is borrowed from America, which happened in the nearest Spanish flu, 1917, 1920, somewhere there, when we had President Coolidge. And he's the president who was called the new normal president, because there was a term in which he said, let's continue, economic activities should continue, work, political life should continue, registration should continue, education should continue. If we stop, it means we are not brave enough. We have not taken our people out of this pandemic, out of this evil that we have at the moment. Besides, you had that Capaccio lockdown, now it bites into our stomachs. We are not able to trade. People are complaining, can you please go and open the economy? Yes. At least to Katako trade. We know that, yes, historically it's important. We are following this thing using the three things which I talked about last time. That is, we are looking at this challenge as scientific. So scientifically, we have provided the necessary centers across the nation. Okay. We are not taking it spiritual or political, this thing. We know that it's an enemy of everyone. And unfortunately, in July, we lost even 2 gallantry leaders, which was the darkest time to ourselves. So we're not taking this COVID lightly. And then the other one is, historically, I talk about the same flows. These pandemics, they have been there, but do we need to stop? Do we need to stop going to church? Do we need to stop operating as normal? No. But what is important is to follow the guidelines. So we are providing the leadership. And the leadership is trickling down from the top there. Okay. If you go to Brazil, the Brazilian president is one of the people who's confusing everybody, and he has been told to be about informatics. Yes. They are saying that whatever issue, sometimes it refers to this little flu. We are seeing that happening in the UK, where also Johnson was almost downplaying it. So basically, as PF, we are not downplaying this COVID-19. It is a serious pandemic, and at the levels we have now close to, is it 5,515? People have, yes, but the recoveries, that's what we should look at. There are big numbers that we are posting when it comes to recoveries. And very few people have succumbed to the COVID. And if you look, pure COVID, you'll find that maybe the numbers as little as, is it 92? Or very small, because that number is being brought. They are what we call related, and then also pure COVID, and then just by maybe suspicion that this person is COVID. So basically, we have been providing that leadership.
We almost have to let you go now.
Yes. Thank you.
We've really appreciated your time on United Voice Radio. But as you go away, infrastructure development, do you think it's enough to get PF through to 2021? And also, I want you to respond to this question. Nienda na road, parod di nanjala. Bushelinga kute kujeka chape parod. So 2 questions before you go.
Iwe ngawenda na road, wenda kuti. You must, when you are going, like you yourself, you are going with the Kurod. You are a journalist here. Is it the government which is going to put the money in your pocket to come and receive a salary? No, you are adding value. So make sure that the 7th National Development Plan, it's empowering you to make sure that as you exploit these opportunities of being a journalist here, the employer should not exploit you. Where they don't have a problem, where they have problem economically wise, they have had this COVID-19, there are packages.
Yes.
They can build them up. And this is the reason why we are saying no employer should say that to COVID to Njala. Let them follow the necessary steps so that at the end of the day, they just calculate we have 10 employees. We give each one 10,000. That means, is it 1 million? Go and borrow 1 million so that you make your employees continue working, adding value to our economy. So basically, as a PF government, you have put aside 10 billion, 10 million kwacha aside, which we have to help this economy. So basically, as the Patriotic Front, as you said, this infrastructure, Nissan Dapo, upper share number.
Okay.
You hear people, no, here, in far-flung places, they will be complaining. Here, we don't have a school. Here, we don't have a health center. You were talking about when I came here, you now want universities. It is because you know that it is possible. When MMD would do ask for a university, was it possible?
Okay, so
vichitika
so Tapashere,
to
the roads when we're working on the road. So okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having made time to be on United Voice Radio this morning.
Oh, thank you very much. It was such a wonderful experience. How I wish it was 3 hours. Thank you.
Dear listener, we've been talking to Chendela Mkondo from the PF Information Media and Publicity Desk, and we're discussing infrastructure development. Is it enough to get the PF through to 2021? This is what we were discussing this morning. And President Edgar Lungu is this morning expected to commission the McKinney flyover bridge, and that is where the topic is actually stemming from. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your participation. And the time is now 9:59, just a minute before we get into the news. Good morning.